John Ittelson, Professor Emeritus, California State University, Monterey Bay. The Monterey Peninsula is an incredible educational resource. Here around the Monterey Bay Crescent, we have the Navy Postgraduate School, the Navy Defense Language Institute, the Monterey Peninsula College, California State University, Monterey Bay, and multiple research institutions. It is an educational hub that is not rivaled anywhere else in the world. That mix of science, technology, arts, and education, you'd be hard to find another place that is rich as the peninsula. Right now, we're facing convergence of media and technology. Right now, television, radio, newspaper, they're all coming together and they're being distributed in multiple ways right on our mobile media. That convergence of technology is really changing the way we act with each other and with society. And in Monterey, we're at the heart of that convergence with our educational institution and our research institutions. We have such a rich history. It will be interesting to see how we take that rich history we have and blend it with the new technologies to, well, create something that we don't even know what it's going to be. The Monterey Bay Peninsula is used to change and building new things. Well, let's take the example of the former Fort Ord. That Fort Ord military base had been here for forever. In 1990, it closed. It's no longer a training facility for the U.S. government. But in 1994, they established a new university there. It opened in 1995. And now CSU Monterey Bay is a stellar example of educational opportunities within the peninsula. Not only doing work here locally with its service learning and its science courses and its telecommunications courses, but internationally, it's work that's been doing both mapping the sea floor here off the Monterey Peninsula, but students off in Antarctica. The Monterey Bay really brings an interesting mix of scientists, researchers, and educators, and CSU Monterey Bay has become a focal point out of an old Army base, now a new thriving educational institution. California State University Monterey Bay is really one of the new additions to the educational landscape here. We've had the Defense Language Institute, Navy Postgraduate School, Monterey Institute for International Studies, the Monterey Peninsula College. They're sort of our older brothers and sisters, but CSU Monterey Bay has only been here since 1995. But it has brought, I think, a new life to the community around education, particularly through the outreach it does through service learning. One of the core values of the university is to have our students be engaged in service learning, service to the community. It's also home of the Panetta Institute, talking about service to the community and to the population. So we have a whole series of programs and courses that get our students engaged in the community. One of the strengths of the community is that it's been so receptive to our students, letting them get engaged to become sort of invited into the living room of our organizations. And that's been an incredible mix, and it's done a wealth of opportunity, I think, for both the university for learning experiences, but also helping the community get sort of that young, fresh blood and new innovation. Monterey is an incredible tourist destination, but not only a tourist, it's been a meeting destination for many organizations. We had TED here for many years. There's been many, the state superintendents, the firefighters show up here. Many times they come in and explore our community, but we really don't get the benefit of hearing from them while they're here. And they don't get the benefit of really learning about the rich, vibrant activity that's going on in Monterey. One thing that we can do with the convergence of Channel 27 is really let those meetings have a voice outside the halls, but to the community through the broadcast. And through our Channel 27, we could let those visitors learn about the rich things that are happening innovatively in the arts and entertainment, maritime and innovation. One of the strengths of the educational community here in Monterey is its ability to collaborate and share with each other, whether it be the K-12 community, the universities, the military. And one of the reasons we've been able to do such sharing has been through, well, Access Monterey Peninsula, which is a community media access. As media technology is becoming more important, as those communication channels, those links of the internet from institutions, having that hub, the Monterey with AMP, has allowed the universities and the K-12 community to be interconnected. It's also provided a platform for our students to produce media, whether it be college students or high school students, create programming to get engaged with the community, just like this museum is being engaged with the community, bringing community individuals, students, and leaders in the community together. One of the interesting things about the convergence of media is that, the combining of it, whether it be your radio station or television station, newspapers all on your mobile devices, that convergence has essentially limited some of the players that are out there. Many newspapers have gone under, so there's fewer people presenting that content. But at the same time, we have the reverse with things like YouTube, where more and more individuals producing that content. But how do you aggregate that? How do you put it together? And how do you organize it in a way that makes sense? And how do you make it local and personal? And that's what's going to happen with Channel 27. It will be that local voice, that way where individuals within the community can share important events, share artistic events that are happening, cultural events, meetings where students could show programming, where we can get that local connection to the peninsula. One of the most exciting things about AMP, and particularly Channel 27, is the voice that it gives to the community. Traditional community access channels were very limited, and very few people took advantage of that. And part of that was we didn't have the convergence of technology. But now, where we have the convergence of technology, where it's easy through your iPhone or through your iPad to shoot a video, upload it, and share it, we have an opportunity to be able to look at what our community is doing, to share that community. And Channel 27 gives an organized voice to our community in the area of arts, entertainment, business. It's going to be exciting to see how we bring the community together through sharing the media content that we'll produce together. When Access Monterey Peninsula started, one of its main missions was to provide broadcasting of the city council meetings for the city of Monterey. But it really had a vision of doing more than just the city council meetings and the business meetings of Monterey City, but really wanted to be a resource for the new, and at the time we didn't know what was going to be this explosion of convergence of media. So AMP, starting out with its focus around the city of Monterey, really has expanded to really serve the whole Monterey Peninsula and community, the surrounding cities, and not only serving the public meetings aspect of it, but also public access for individuals, but also programming for education, business, and entertainment. So Access Monterey Peninsula has become a real leader in the area of community access, and Channel 27 is going to build on that to be really what is the next level of community involvement with media and technology now that we have the convergence of multimedia. The power of the new media is amazing. I think the people who invented the technologies really had no idea where the social aspect of it would take us. There isn't an event in the world, a disaster, of winning sports event, or some crazy actor doing something where it isn't immediately spread out electronically in all different forms of media, whether you're seeing it in the newspaper, on your iPad, on your iPhone, or hearing it in some sort of streaming content on a blog or web, YouTube, my Facebook. This explosion is incredible, but how do we, as a community, take advantage of these technologies to become a stronger and richer community? How do we do for our own community to take advantage of this convergence of technology and share it with ourselves, but also share it with that broader audience that we can now reach? And I think that's what we're hoping to do with 27. That's what this new museum does. It really takes the sort of 1.0, 2.0 web and puts it into, who knows what the 0.0 will be, because it's really going to be combining the technology with the human potential of a rich, vibrant community. One of the great things about being a professor is you get to travel around the country and visit other communities and other campuses. But when I come back, I'm so impressed and so happy to be here, part of the Monterey community, because we have such a rich set of resources here, such a diverse set of educators and students and businesses, that we really do have a unique opportunity because of the blend and the mix of the resources that we have here, not to mention probably one of the most beautiful places on the planet.